Hi, this is Eva Lee, and I'm here with
Miss Churchwell. So I am a English teacher here. I teach currently freshman and sophomore English. This is my 4th year here, and I had the pleasure of having Eva in class her freshman and senior year.
2 years.
Got that lucky.
Okay, so our first question today for you is, what do you remember about your senior year?
Oh, I remember it being very busy and stressful. When I was in high school, I had the opportunity to be on a work release program, so I only went to school from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and then I went to a job that I worked from 10:30 to 5, and then because I was a cheerleader, depending on the season, I would have to come back for either practice or a game. So I remember it being very stressful, but also a very exciting time. Applying for colleges is, of course, very overwhelming, but there's a lot of really awesome things that you get to look forward to in terms of figuring out what you want to do with the rest of your life and figuring out where you want to start that next chapter. So all of that together was just, it's a lot of really exciting things, but a lot of really stressful things at the same time.
So where'd you go to college?
I went to Monmouth University. I went there, I started in September of 2012. So I graduated from high school in June 2012, actually, no, that's a lie. I started at Monmouth that summer, so only like a month after I graduated from high school. So I started at Monmouth in July. Yeah, so I only had a month off.
Did you like Monmouth? I know
yeah.
a lot of our seniors are applying there.
Yeah.
They're super excited.
I really enjoyed Monmouth. I enjoyed that it was a small school. So when a part of my senior year, of course, was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And I knew I wanted to be a teacher, and I knew I wanted to be a high school teacher, but I was really unsure about what type of school I wanted. And I feel like a lot of seniors are in that position as well, whether they want a big school or a small school or really far away from home or close. So I grew up in Ocean County. I grew up in a town called Forked River, and I went to Lacey Township High School. And at first, I wanted to be as far away from there as possible. So not as far away as possible. Like, I wanted distance from family and from the town and just everything in general. So I applied to all schools in Pennsylvania. And all of them were demographically the same. They were a smaller school, but big class sizes still. The campus itself is small, and the population was small. But the classes that I would have been in would have been with about like 100 to 200 people. Okay. And then last minute, I decided that I was going to apply to Monmouth, and that's where I ended up going because I was in like a last minute panic about being far away from home and the big class sizes. Because Monmouth, one of my smallest classes only had 3 kids in it, so that was really nice for someone like me who likes to have that one-on-one connection with my professor and with what I was learning. And that actually worked out really well because I had a double major and a double minor. So being very busy, I needed to be on top of my course load, and Monmouth gave me the chance to get what I needed out of my college experience. And if you're going to school for education, I highly, highly recommend Monmouth's education program because they were really amazing.
That's awesome. So our next question is, what do you think about our senior class?
This senior class is very near and dear to my heart. As I said, I've been here for 4 years. So the current seniors were freshmen when I first started. And I, just like with Eva, I have been able to develop close relationships with a lot of the seniors. And just seniors in general, it's such an exciting time for you to feel like it's like the culmination of your educational experience. And as a teacher, it's so nice to see how individual students have grown from like the quirky freshmen trying to find their place to them being seniors and them having a really good picture about where they want to go in life and who they truly are. So it makes me happy to see all of you grow, but graduation is a really, really sad thing for, of course, you guys, but for also us, because you guys are going on to your next chapters, and we hope that you stay in touch with us. We hope that we see you again, whether it's through email and we stay in touch that way, or if you do come back and visit. So
I will be back.
It's bittersweet, especially this senior class, because they are also near and dear to my heart, and I know they're going to go on and do amazing things, but it's definitely very sad for me.
Yeah. I know, like, my freshman year, like, when I just, like, got here, you just started, too.
Yeah, it was first semester.
Yep.
Right? First semester, I had you block 3. Mm-hmm. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was a smaller class because I remember I was only supposed to teach 5 classes, and it was, like, the last 6th class that they put together because the other classes were so full.
Yes.
So we ended up only having, 11 or so students. So especially Eva and I, just being in that small class and all the kids that were in that class, we were able to really connect on a personal level because I was starting something so new. They were starting something so new. We were just trying to figure it out. And I know that they were very kind to me when I was making mistakes and I had no idea what was happening. And we were in the E-hall, so we were so separated from reality. But it was great. And I think that those experiences will definitely stay with me, and as I hope that they will stay with you.
Yeah. I remember freshman year, it was like after a sea lunch, every single day, it's like we have like someone like looking down the hall. It's just like, Miss Churchwell's coming, run.
Yeah, because although there were only 11 of them, you could hear them from B Hall. Like when I would be walking down the hallway to B Hall, I already heard them.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I got that reputation for.
She's like, you guys have to be in class before me. So we would be like one step ahead of her.
Yeah.
And we would just be like, she's coming, run.
And then as soon as I would turn the corner, you guys would like straighten up and act like you
Yeah.
were doing nothing wrong. And good times.
Yeah. And
Good
like,
times.
because we were in E-hall, everyone else had classes around us.
Yes.
And it was just us.
Yes. It was so obvious
Yeah.
that you guys were, if you were out of line at all, it was extremely obvious.
So your next question, what's your favorite class in high school?
My favorite class in high school was definitely English. It's the reason I became an English teacher. So many students may not know this about me, but I really struggled academically in preschool, in elementary school. I was always very outgoing and social, but the actual academic part of school was super, super challenging for me, more specifically in the math department, but definitely in English in my early years as well. And I felt that finally when I got to high school, like everything clicked and everything made sense to me. And I don't know if that was a result of the teachers that I had, or if it was a result of finally like coming into my own and realizing what my true interests were. But it kind of just all came together for the first time for me. And I just felt so comfortable in myself in my English classes, and specifically any of the creative writing classes that I took. And going into college, having those creative writing classes as an outlet for me was so incredibly important, because you're going through all these different changes and emotions, and it's a way for you to learn how to express yourself. So if I had to choose between like my general English classes and the creative writing classes, probably be my senior year for English. I had a teacher, her name was Mrs. Anderson, and it was her last year. She was retiring, and she actually created a scholarship for me that year on scholarship night for current students who were going to pursue a career in secondary education. So she created that scholarship for me, and her and I really were able to bond, and I learned so much from her. She was a completely different style of teacher than I am today, but in terms of her passion for English and her just desire to work with students and learn who they are as people, that's really what I took away from that experience.
Yeah. So you had your good times and bad times from high school and college. So like, what would you say was your like most stressful time in high school? Like,
In high school?
yeah. Like I know for mine, it was definitely junior year with like taking like all these like SATs, all these like tests, and it's just like so much on top of school. You're like, I like tutored for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Like on top of that, it was just so much. Like, what was your most stressful time?
I would probably say by junior year as well. When I was in school, we took the HESPA, which is similar to the PARC in the sense that it's a test that it's a standardized test that you take to showcase what you have learned. But if you did not pass the HESPA, you did not graduate. It's a little more, it was much more strict than we do with the Park Now or the NJSLA.
Was that like 1 year?
Yes, you only took that your junior year. So in addition to you taking the SATs, in addition to your junior courses just being more challenging, I felt that was huge. Like taking the HESPA and passing the HESPA, because you only had 3 chances to pass it. So I remember that being challenging, but also just like the pressure of, okay, I'm a junior. I should probably also be working if I can. I should be working on being a part of as many clubs and activities as I can, all for things to put on your college your college application. So yeah, no, junior year was definitely stressful, and then college, the whole thing. The whole thing is stressful. But by the time I got to college, I was really in a routine with what I needed to do with my classes. And that's like my biggest recommendation is getting yourself into some type of like routine. All right, so this is when I'm going to work on this assignment. This is when I'm going to work on that. So college would have been more stressful for me, I think, if I had not been in that routine. But I loved college. I thought it was great. I would never go back to high school.
Really?
As a student, I would go back to high school in this high school. I probably wouldn't go back to high school in my own high school just because, I don't know, there's so many reasons. Like I dealt with a lot of bullying. I dealt with a lot of insecurities in myself. And then by college, I was so like set in who I was as a person that all the other challenges didn't seem as challenging.
I think a lot of kids are trying to find out who they're trying to be in high school so that when they get to college, they know who they are.
It's a clean slate. That's why I always recommend like to students, don't room with someone that you know. Even if you're both going to the same school, start fresh, because although you may feel that you know who you are, even like when you step on that campus, you want to have that fresh start. And if you're constantly like bringing aspects of high school into college, you'll never get that.
I know. At first I was like, I really want a room with like one of like my close friends
because it's familiar. It seems easy.
You have that person that you can go to,
but you can still have that even if they're not your roommate. You still would have them on campus, but there's something different about that roommate, and I think it's really a nice experience to be able to meet someone new. I can say that my roommate, my freshman year, was my roommate for all 4 years of college. So her and I are still very close, and we ended up like joining up with 2 other roommates, and then we roomed in a suite and then an apartment all together.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, and I never would have had that experience if I had roomed with people who I knew who were going to Monmouth. It would have been different.
I think rooming with like other people, and then having like someone else makes you expand your friend group, and you can meet all these like new people.
Yes.
I think it's like better.
Absolutely, yeah, because you've always like viewed your surroundings and your life in one way in Ocean Township High School, and then it's so nice to learn about other people and their lives and how they grew up, and I find that so interesting. I love hearing people's stories, so that was the best part of college for me, just learning about new people and meeting new people.
Yeah, I'm so excited to start.
Yeah.
Can't wait. But now about our senior class.
Yes.
What was the hardest part about teaching us? I know you had us freshman year, sophomore year, and now you have the little freshmen.
Yes, there's something nice about teaching freshmen and sophomores, because when they come to visit you as juniors and seniors, they are more thankful of all of the things that you force them to do in class. I think the most challenging thing for any teacher today is getting students to realize that the challenging things that we're giving you in class are not to make you mad. It's not punishment in any way. We are only trying to make you better learners, better students, and better people. So I think especially sophomore year, for some reason, those are always my most challenging classes, because many students view sophomore year as like, oh, it's fine. I don't need to worry about this.
Yeah, like and then Miss Churchwell gives so much work, makes you write a sentence. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. But by the time many of my students get to senior year, they are somewhat thankful for all of the work that I gave them because it was challenging and it did allow them to grow. And I think that's my job. My job is to get you guys to grow as people, as students. So I think as a whole, that was a big challenge with our current senior class. But I think that's a challenge that all teachers would agree with, and that's a challenge for every grade, not just specifically these seniors. It's just a common experience, I would say.
Are you going to be at our graduation?
Absolutely.
Am I going to get a fat head of me? Just me?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'll send you a
you finally give me your senior pictures.
Yeah. So I lost Miss Churchwell's senior picture in the hallway. Fell out of my phone.
So if someone finds it, let us know.
If you see it, here's my phone number.
Exactly. We're in a nice frame, and we're gonna put it. I'm gonna put it right next to that that sculpture that you made me.
I made you a sculpture?
Yeah, in ceramics. I don't know if it was your freshman or sophomore year. I still have it. It's
in
my gosh. It's in the workroom. It's like a little box, and you told me it was a turtle, but it looks like a train. I'll have to show you.
Oh my god!
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh yeah, it's
interesting. I think I took ceramics freshman year, but
yes, maybe you gave it to me like second semester your freshman year, but I still have it.
Yeah,
I never get rid of those things that students give me. Those are very special.
Most of my ceramics pieces blew up, so I don't even.
Well, I'm glad I got one of the.
I don't want to talk about it.
Your frog turtle train is.
Oh my god!
I think it has paper clips in it.
Oh,
yeah, it's like a lid and a box.
I want to see it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how would you describe your personality from high school to now? Has it changed? Has it been the same?
I was definitely more. I was louder when I was in high school, because I felt that if I was louder, people would think I was funnier, and then people would want to be my friend. But it was very out of my comfort zone. I am naturally an introvert. I really enjoy being by myself. Just that's how I recharge as a person. And I really tried to throw myself into a lot of social situations where I was very awkward and uncomfortable in high school, instead of embracing the fact that I really just wanted to go home and put my pajamas on and watch TV.
Yeah.
So I forced myself out of my comfort zone almost too much. And then by the time I got to college, I realized, okay, I will be social, but I do really enjoy my alone time, which is something as an adult that I've grown to really appreciate, because with how busy I am now, I don't always get that alone time. So when I do get it, I enjoy it so much. I enjoy going home on a Friday night, just putting my pajamas on, watching a movie, and just relaxing. That's my favorite.
That's awesome. I can't do the same. Can't say.
You are definitely more social.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm always working now too.
Yeah.
They put me on 20-hour shifts. I'm oh.
Depending on the type of person you are, though, some people feel recharged when they're around others, that other people give them energy, and they enjoy that connection. And I do, but especially with my job, how I am talking all day long and connecting with people all day long, it's nice to be able to separate myself from that.
Yeah. I think when you're working around all these kids, I think it's very tiring, especially dealing with us.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But I would take that any day. I really would. I like my job.
Do you have anything to say to our everyone that's watching, to our seniors or juniors, our freshmen, our sophomores?
Oh, boy. I would say, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget about the people who helped you get to where you are or where you want to go in life, especially Eva and all the other students who I feel like I've had those personal relationships with. Don't forget about us, because we always like to see where you end up in life, and how Ocean and how we have had an impact on you.
I will send all my teachers emails every month about my updates. Okay, this is Eva Lee with senior year and
Miss Churchwell.